Hello there YouTube, this is the Rogue Gem Player and I'm coming at you with a updated Gem Knight deck. As you most likely know from the ban list, Brilliant Fusion went to 1 and essentially in some ways crippled the deck, while at the same time didn't really touch it. There's still things you can do with this deck even with 1 Brilliant Fusion, but I'm just going to give you just a build that it's a theory than anything else, also with the cards I have on hand, so we'll get right into it. To start things off, we're playing, because we're playing the vanillas, we're playing 3 Rescue Rabbit. You have to play 3 of it for the most part. It's your 1 card Phantom Quartz, and in this deck it's very crucial that you open up as many starter cards, while at the same time as many extenders as possible. And this is the main starter because it gets you instant access to Phantom Quartz, which continues your engine. If you don't have access to Phantom Quartz, the deck basically dies without it. So, to complement it, we're playing 3 copies of Gem Knight Lapis. It's the best vanilla, mainly because it's used for the best fusion in the deck, which is Lady Lapis Lazuli. But you can't just play this, you have to play at least one other set of vanillas, and we're playing 3 copies of Tourmaline. This is up to personal preference, you can play any of them. And in the level 4 vanillas that you may want. The reason why I'm playing this is because we're playing Prismara in the extra. And this is one of the requirements to get to it. You could play Garnet over it, depending on how you've built your extra deck. But this is fine. But this engine is pretty simple. So that's all the vanillas. We're then playing 3 copies of Gem Armadillo. This is really up to your discretion. I've seen builds with just the pure FTK playing just one of this, because they only want to normal summon it after searching it. But it is another card that if you open with something, you can at least do like make some sort of play, and also you can link it off for all kinds of things if you need to. Now for the remaining Gem Knights are 3 Obsidian, Send from Hand, use Special and Normal. It's an extender that you need to have access to at the beginning at any given time. And then 3 Lazuli, you usually use this with Crystal Rose. This gets you a vanilla back to your hand from the grave, so it continues your plays. And then we're playing the 1 Amber. Sometimes you can make some really cool plays with just this and your normal summon, and then just link away with it. So that's all the Gem Knights. And then we're playing 2 Crystal Rose, not 1 because we're playing Pot of Desires, and sometimes, and we're playing a card in this deck that requires me to add 2 of this, just because it's a level 2 rock. So for the Black Dragon. Speaking of, we're playing 3 copies of it. This is the auto win button. This is what's keeping the deck alive. If this card did not exist, the deck would basically be nothing. The FTK wouldn't even exist, because the sheer amount of advantage this card gives you. So, and not to mention, you banish so much and then you put it all back with Phantom Quartz, so you always have access to your, you always have access to stuff. And then some of them I'm playing is 1 Gigantes. So the whole point of this is that you can banish an Earth to summon this, and it's a rock, so you can use it for fusions, and it's a searchable target that's level 4 off the Block Dragon. If you already have used your Gem Armadillo for the turn, or you already used normal summon, it is an extender that you can use for link plays. And also, if you leave it on the field, if it dies by battle, you could destroy all spells and traps, so which is kind of cool, or crash it into something and destroy all your opponent's back row. So that's all the monsters. It's a lot of monsters, unfortunately, for a deck like this. For spells, they're playing the 3 Gem Knight Fusion. This is the card that basically says, I'm going to survive. And this is the deck. This is the card that you use to continue your engine, for the most part. And then the 1 Brilliant Fusion, sad that is at 1. You could play Predaplants. You can take out certain things to put in Predaplants if you'd like, but sadly, with just the 1 copy, sad face. you're going to probably be wondering, this will be in the extra deck that I'll be talking about, but there's a reason why I'm playing this. I'll get to that in a minute. 3 Pot of Desires, because you're basically drawing through your deck and either FTKing or establishing a board that they have to beat over, or if you go second, you're just going to OTK through it. So, taking some ideas from the recent lists, 3 copies of Drag Them into the Grave. If you're playing, this does 2 things. First of all, if you build your hand correctly, if you drag down, it doesn't matter what they discard, and it allows you to see information into what your opponent's playing, especially if you're going to do the FTK burn. You look at their hand, ditch stuff, and also it allows you to get rid of hand traps before they cause problems. So we're then playing 2 Foolish Burial Goods along with the Fusion sub. There's additional reasons for this. Also, it dumps Gem Knight Fusion if you don't open with it. Card Destruction, same thing with Drag Down, it just resets, and with Danger, it doesn't matter because you're going to Lapis burn them anyway. 1 Foolish and Reborn, like I said, this is another copy of Block Dragon, and this is just like, I'm going to bring back my Master Diamond to burn you more. For the extra deck, pretty simple. It's 1 Lady Brilliant Diamond. You summon this off of the Phantom Quartz, and then you immediately go into either Master Diamond or Seraphonite. So the 1 Master Diamond, 3 copies of Lady Lapis Lazuli. You see 3 in this build because I am missing a number of link monsters that allow me to only have to play 2 of it. And this is the reason why I'm playing the Fusion sub. 2 Zirconia, I like this because it's a vanilla that you can play against Sky Striker, and they pretty much can't do anything to you because they can't Widow Anchor, because it doesn't have an effect. Seraphonite, and then Prismara, you can use this for back row. You'll probably see this in like Thunder Dragon as well. For the links, 2 copies of Phantom Quartz. You need to be able to have access to it. So this is how you get through most of your engine. This is Radiant, just because it's an Earth that you can link off the Quartz and the Block Dragon. Link Spider, this will be explained in a moment. Binary Sorceress, and then the last link is Curious. So, because I don't have access to Nightmare Unicorn, I currently do not have the card, I came up with another idea to use the Fusion substitute to shuffle back the Master Diamond and then draw a free card, and allows me to put a good monster on the board, because this also mills and you can always add stuff back. So even if they manage to survive, you can summon this, dump, and then keep going. So that's the deck for the most part. It is Gem Knight FTK. But I am missing Summon Sorceress and Nightmare Unicorn, so I've been playing this kind of build until I do manage to get a hold of them, sadly. The first, either everyone's holding onto them, or they're not trading them, period, and the second, pretty much same thing. So let me know what you guys think of the deck. It is similar to the YCS Chicago build that made day 2, I believe. And that's where I got some of the theory from. It works pretty well, so see you guys next time. Bye.